Your future spouse is sending a message to you. Open it immediately. My beloved child, pause for a moment and listen carefully, because something extraordinary is unfolding around you right now. There are moments in life when the universe quietly arranges meetings long before two people ever see each other. Invisible threads begin weaving stories, guiding two paths closer with every passing day. And tonight, something within that story has reached out to you. This message you are hearing is not random. It feels gentle, yet strangely familiar, as if your heart already recognizes the voice behind it. Somewhere in this world, there is a person whose life will one day intertwine with yours in ways you cannot fully imagine yet. Your future spouse is walking their own path right now, living their ordinary moments, unaware that their story and yours are slowly moving toward the same chapter. And in the quiet spaces of life, through thoughts, dreams, and subtle feelings, they are already sending a message meant only for you. Not with words spoken aloud, but with intention, with hope, with a quiet belief that the person meant for them is somewhere out there, listening. If you feel even the slightest pull in your heart right now, don't skip this moment. Stay with this message, because something meaningful is being revealed piece by piece. There is a reason this found you today. A reason you stopped here. A reason you are still listening. Because the message your future spouse is sending is not ordinary. It carries a feeling that many people wait their entire lives to understand. And what you are about to hear next might change the way you look at your own journey forever. Stay very close, because the next part reveals the first secret message they are sending to you right now. My beloved child, pause for a moment and listen carefully, because something extraordinary is unfolding around you right now. There are moments in life when two souls begin moving toward each other long before they ever meet. Quietly, gently, the story begins forming in places no one else can see. And today, something within that hidden story has reached you. This message did not appear in your life by accident. Out of millions of voices and distractions in the world, you stopped here, and that alone is meaningful. Somewhere out there is a person whose heart is slowly learning your name, even though they have not spoken it yet. They are living their life just as you are living yours, walking through ordinary days, yet feeling an unexplainable sense that someone special is coming closer. That someone is you. Right now, without even realizing it, your future spouse is sending a message through the quiet language of hope. Not through a phone, not through a letter, but through something far deeper, through the intentions of their heart. They are wishing for someone who brings calm into their world. Someone whose presence will feel like finally arriving home after a long journey. And strangely enough, the feeling guiding them is slowly guiding them toward you. Do not rush past this moment. Don't skip ahead. Something huge is waiting to unfold, and the next part reveals the first hidden words your future spouse would whisper to you if they could speak to you right now. Stay with this message, because the story between you and them has already begun. A quiet feeling is rising within this moment, and if you listen closely, you may sense the first true message your future spouse wishes you could hear right now. They would begin gently, almost shyly, as if speaking to someone they have known in their heart for a long time. They would say that somewhere along their journey, they began feeling that life was preparing them for someone special. Not in a dramatic way, not with loud signs, but with small moments that felt strangely meaningful. Moments when they wondered who would one day sit beside them during quiet evenings. Moments when they imagined laughter shared during simple days. Moments when they hoped that the person meant for them was also growing, learning, and becoming stronger through their own experiences. And in those quiet reflections, something surprising began happening. They started feeling grateful for someone they had not even met yet. That person is you. Your future spouse wants you to know something very important. They are not searching for perfection. They are not waiting for someone flawless or extraordinary in the eyes of the world. They are waiting for someone real. Someone whose heart carries kindness. Someone who understands that life is a journey filled with growth, patience, and shared dreams. And whether you realize it or not, the path you are walking right now is shaping you into the exact person they are hoping to meet one day. So stay with this message. Don't skip this part of the story. Because in the next moment, their message becomes even more personal, and something they are feeling about you right now might surprise you in the most beautiful way. Somewhere in the quiet rhythm of another life, a thought about you appears more often than they can explain. Your future spouse cannot see your face yet. They do not know your voice. But deep inside, there is a calm belief growing within them, a belief that the person meant for them is also moving through life with courage, learning through every chapter, becoming stronger with every step. And when they think about that unknown person, they feel something warm and reassuring. It feels like hope. If they could speak directly to you right now, their message would be simple but powerful. They would say that the timing of your meeting matters more than you realize. Right now, both of you are still collecting the experiences that will shape the story you will one day share together. Every lesson, every quiet moment of reflection, every step forward is preparing two lives to understand each other deeply. That is why this message feels mysterious. Because even though you have not met yet, something inside both of you is quietly preparing for that day. And here is the part that makes this moment special. Your future spouse sometimes wonders if the person meant for them ever thinks about them too, even just for a second. If you are still here listening, something inside you may already feel that connection. Don't rush away from this moment. Stay till the end, because the next part reveals a surprising feeling your future spouse has been carrying recently. A feeling that means the distance between your two stories may not be as long as it once was. A soft realization is beginning to unfold, and it carries a message your future spouse wishes could reach you tonight. In quiet moments of their life, when everything becomes calm and the world slows down, they sometimes wonder about the person who will one day walk beside them. Not with uncertainty, but with a quiet curiosity that fills their heart with warmth. They imagine someone who understands the beauty of small things. Someone who smiles during simple conversations. Someone who brings peace rather than noise into their life. And strangely, whenever that thought appears, it feels less like imagination and more like a gentle promise waiting to be fulfilled. If they could send you a direct message right now, it would sound something like this. I may not know where you are yet, but I believe our paths are moving closer every day. Every lesson I learn and every step I take is preparing me to meet you at the right moment. That thought gives them patience. It gives them confidence that the story meant for them is unfolding exactly when it should. And here is something truly beautiful. Just as they are growing into the person meant for you, you are also becoming the person meant for them. Two journeys, quietly preparing to meet. So don't skip ahead too quickly. Stay with this moment, because something meaningful is approaching. In the next part, the message becomes even more personal, and it reveals a feeling your future spouse has recently begun sensing, even without knowing why. There is a moment your future spouse experiences sometimes, a quiet pause in the middle of an ordinary day when a thought about the future suddenly feels very real. In that moment, they imagine meeting the person who will share their life, and something inside them becomes calm, as if their heart already trusts that this meeting will happen exactly when it is meant to. If they could send you a message right now, they would want you to know one simple truth. They believe the person meant for them is out there growing, learning, and becoming stronger with every passing day. They believe that person is someone who has faced challenges, discovered new dreams, and continued moving forward with courage. And that belief brings them peace. Because somewhere deep inside, they feel that when your paths finally cross, it will not feel like meeting a stranger. It will feel like recognizing someone whose presence has always been quietly written into their story. They imagine conversations that feel natural. Laughter that appears effortlessly. Moments of silence that feel comfortable rather than empty. And even though they cannot see you yet, the feeling of that future is becoming clearer in their heart. So stay with this message. Don't skip this moment. Because something huge is waiting just ahead, and in the next part you will hear the one thing your future spouse hopes you are doing right now, even before the two of you ever meet. Right now, while your day moves forward in its own quiet rhythm, your future spouse is holding a hope they wish could somehow reach you. If their thoughts could travel across distance and time, this is what they would gently say to you. They would hope that you are taking care of your heart. Not in a perfect way, not without mistakes, but in a way that allows you to keep believing in meaningful connections. Because they understand something important about life. Two people meant to walk together do not arrive as finished stories. They arrive as growing stories. Your future spouse hopes you are discovering what makes you smile. They hope you are learning what truly matters to you. They hope you are becoming more confident in the person you are meant to be. Because every small moment of growth you experience today becomes a gift to the relationship you will one day build together. And here is something beautiful they feel deep inside. They believe that somewhere, somehow, you are also preparing for them without even realizing it. Perhaps through the lessons you learn. Through the kindness you show others. Through the quiet strength you develop during uncertain days. All of these moments are shaping the connection that will eventually bring two lives together. So stay with this message. Don't rush past it. Because in the next part, something even more surprising will be revealed. A quiet sign your future spouse has recently begun noticing, a feeling that makes them believe the moment your paths cross may be closer than they once imagined. There is something your future spouse carries quietly in their heart, a thought they rarely share with anyone. It is a simple wish, yet it means everything to them. They hope that when they finally meet the person meant for them, the connection will feel natural. Not forced, not confusing, but calm and genuine, like two stories that were always meant to meet. Sometimes they imagine that first conversation. Not a grand moment surrounded by noise, but a simple exchange of words that somehow feels deeper than expected. A moment where both of you realize something unusual, that being together feels easy. If they could speak to you right now, their voice would carry a gentle honesty. They would tell you that they are not searching for perfection. What they truly value is sincerity, warmth, and someone who understands that the best relationships grow through patience and trust. And here is the surprising part. Recently, they have started believing that the person meant for them may already be closer than they once imagined. Not necessarily in distance, but in time. As if the chapter where your paths finally cross is slowly opening. So don't rush away from this message. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting just ahead. In the next part, the message your future spouse is sending becomes even clearer, and it reveals the one moment they dream about most when they think about finally meeting you. Imagine a quiet moment in the future, a moment your future spouse thinks about more often than they admit. It is not a grand scene. There are no bright lights or dramatic music. Just two people finally standing in the same space after lives that have been slowly guiding them toward each other. That is the moment they dream about. Not the beginning of a perfect story, but the beginning of a real one. Sometimes they picture that first meeting and wonder what it will feel like. Will there be a quiet smile? A simple conversation that lasts longer than expected? Or a strange sense of familiarity, as if both of you recognize something meaningful without needing to explain it? What matters most to them is not the setting. It is the feeling. The feeling that two lives that once moved separately are finally sharing the same direction. If their thoughts could reach you clearly right now, they would say something gentle but powerful. I hope when we meet, we both arrive as ourselves, honest, open, and ready to grow together. They do not expect life to be flawless. What they hope for is partnership. Moments of laughter, moments of understanding, and a future built step by step. And here is the part that might surprise you. The closer that imagined moment feels to them, the more their heart becomes certain that somewhere, you are moving toward that same meeting point. So don't skip what comes next. Because the next part reveals the final message your future spouse is sending right now, a message that carries the one promise they are already holding for the life you will one day share. There is one message your future spouse holds deeper than all the others, a message they would want you to hear before anything else. It is not complicated. It is not dramatic. But it carries a quiet promise. If their thoughts could reach you clearly right now, they would say this. When our paths finally meet, I want us to build something real together. Not something rushed, not something forced, but something that grows stronger with every shared moment. They imagine a life where both of you continue becoming better versions of yourselves, encouraging each other, learning together, and finding joy in the ordinary days as much as the special ones. To them, the future is not about perfection. It is about partnership. About two people who support each other's dreams, who listen, who laugh, who grow. And here is the beautiful part of this message. They believe that the person meant for them is already learning these same values somewhere in the world. Someone who understands that meaningful relationships are built through kindness, patience, and trust. Someone whose heart is open to a connection that feels genuine. If you are still here listening, there is a reason this message reached you today. Because the final part of this story reveals something even more powerful, the quiet promise your future spouse is already making for the day your two journeys finally meet. Stay with this moment, because the last message carries a meaning you will not want to miss. Before this message fades into the quiet again, there is one last feeling your future spouse would want to place gently into your heart. It is not a prediction. It is not a demand. It is simply a promise they are already carrying within themselves. If their words could reach you clearly right now, they would say something like this. Wherever you are in the world today, I hope you are moving through life with courage. I hope you are learning, growing, and discovering what truly matters to you. Because when our paths finally meet, I want us to arrive not as strangers searching for answers, but as two people ready to build something meaningful together. They imagine a future where both of you support each other's dreams, celebrate small victories, and turn ordinary days into memories that matter. Not because everything will always be perfect, but because two hearts decided to walk forward side by side. And here is the quiet truth hidden inside this entire message. The meeting you both imagine will not happen because of luck alone. It will happen because two lives kept moving forward, learning patience, and believing that meaningful connections are worth waiting for. So if you feel even a small sense of calm or curiosity after hearing this, hold on to it. Because somewhere in the world, another person is also moving through their days with the same quiet belief. That one day, at the right moment, two journeys will finally cross, and the story you both have been preparing for will begin. And now, as this message reaches its final moment, there is one last thought your future spouse hopes will quietly stay with you. When our paths finally meet, I want us to build something real together. Not something rushed, not something forced, but something that grows stronger with every shared moment. They imagine a life where both of you continue becoming better versions of yourselves, encouraging each other, learning together, and finding joy in the ordinary days as much as the special ones. It is about partnership. About two people who support each other's dreams, who listen, who laugh, who grow. And here is the beautiful part of this message. They believe that the person meant for them is already learning these same values somewhere in the world. Someone who understands that meaningful relationships are built through kindness, patience, and trust. Someone whose heart is open to a connection that feels genuine. If you are still here listening, there is a reason this message reached you today. Because the final part of this story reveals something even more powerful, the quiet promise your future spouse is already making for the day your two journeys finally meet. Stay with this moment, because the last message carries a meaning you will not want to miss. Before this message fades into the quiet again, there is one last feeling your future spouse would want to place gently into your heart. It is not a prediction. It is not a demand. It is simply a promise they are already carrying within themselves. If their words could reach you clearly right now, they would say something like this. Wherever you are in the world today, I hope you are moving through life with courage. I hope you are learning, growing, and discovering what truly matters to you. Because when our paths finally meet, I want us to arrive not as strangers searching for answers, but as two people ready to build something meaningful together. They imagine a future where both of you support each other's dreams, celebrate small victories, and turn ordinary days into memories that matter. Not because everything will always be perfect, but because two hearts decided to walk forward side by side. And here is the quiet truth hidden inside this entire message. The meeting you both imagine will not happen because of luck alone. It will happen because two lives kept moving forward, learning patience, and believing that meaningful connections are worth waiting for. So if you feel even a small sense of calm or curiosity after hearing this, hold on to it. Because somewhere in the world, another person is also moving through their days with the same quiet belief that one day, at the right moment, two journeys will finally cross, and the story you both have been preparing for will begin. And now, as this message reaches its final moment, there is one last thought: your future not as a mystery, but as a gentle reminder. Right now, both of you are living separate days, waking up to different